Thank you for your support and for watching avivTarot. This is a general pick-a-card reading. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. Not everything will apply. My readings are meant to be constructive and not destructive. I give readings to empower you. I will be honest in what I see and will not give you false hopes or empty promises in order to keep you happy. I will be compassionate and sensitive to your feelings and will not judge or condemn. Energies are ever-changing. You are still the master of your own destiny. Hi everyone, thank you for watching avivTarot, and today we are going to do another pick-a-card reading. And today's pick-a-card reading is love messages that are meant for you right now. Or just like, love messages. It could be for any type of situation that you're in. I'll split it up for each of the readings, I will read it as though you're single, if you're single, or if you have anyone that is your, crushes, or maybe you're in a relationship. So we'll div it up into two groups for each of the piles. Singles versus if you have someone in mind, okay, or if you're in a relationship. Okay, we will be using this Gypsy Oracle cards today, and the reason I'm using this is because I find it quite interesting to use this. I've been using this deck all week, and I just did a reading recently on someone, and it turned out to be quite accurate, because she gave me feedback like 2 days later, and which is pretty much what the cards told her that would happen. So I really do think this is some crazy deck. But this is a general reading, so not everything will apply, so take however it resonates. I will do a cross. Okay, so I will draw out 5 cards for each of the piles, and 2 of the cards will be about past events, and then the present current situation that you're in. So you can use that to see if that is the pile for you. If you don't resonate with either of the things I talk about in the past or what's happening currently, because it's a general reading, so not everything will apply. So that's why I said either the past or the current situation, if it kind of matches what you're going through in the past or right now, there might be some messages for you for that deck, for that pile. If it doesn't, then maybe you want to choose a different pile or just a different reading, different video. I have a lot of other videos about love messages, and they're all timeless. So is this one. So, you can go find another one, see if you resonate with those a little bit more. So without further ado, we have 3 different piles. We have the first pile, this is this stone. Okay. The second pile is this green one. Okay. And then the third one is this stone. I know the first one and the third one look kind of similar, but it's a little different because it has a little dent for this third one. Okay, so there are 3 piles. If you let's see, need more time, you can pause the video, and timestamps are going to be in the description box below as well as in the message box. Okay, I will start with pile number 1. All right, so if you chose pile number 1, we will do the shuffling together, and then you can think about your question, what you want to ask while I'm shuffling, so that you can put in your energy a little bit more into it. And so what are some love messages for pile number 1? Love messages for pile number 1. Love messages for pile number 1. The first one we're going to draw is the past card. Okay. So past, we have joyfulness, that's in the past. Okay. And then present, ooh, we have child. Interesting. I haven't gotten that one before. Future, Ooh, messenger. Okay. All right. Obstacles. Obstacle. Money. Okay. And then advice is the last card. Advice for pile number 1. Reunion. Okay. Wow. When I got the messenger in the future part position, I was thinking about like especially the people who are in like you've broken up, you've separated, and you're wondering if there's going to be a reconnection or recommunication or something like that. Reconciliation. I was like, ooh, there might be some of that, but this is the advice though. Reunion is in the advice position. All right, so let's back up and let's start talking about the past and see if it resonates with you or the present. So we'll start with this one, which is joyfulness. So I would say in the past, I think things have been going pretty well for you. So if you are, I would say, so let's start with the single people. If you are single, I think you've enjoyed yourself. You like being single. You are doing everything that you wanted to do. You're not like trying to fill a void or you feel empty. Even though you're single, you are living the life to its fullest. Okay. And you're super creative. You're on top of your feelings. You're not the kind of person that's like prohibited. You have friends and family, loving relationships with everybody. So I would say in the past, you're just enjoying yourself being single. Okay. You love your life. You live life to its fullest. You probably travel around if you need to. You're just living a really free life if you're single. So if you are with someone right now, or you have a crush, you have whatever, like if you're thinking about someone, okay? Meaning if you're not single. So if you're not single, in the past, it's whoever you're with or you're thinking about, you are having a really wonderful time with them. You might, if you're not together, you just have a great friendship. You entertain each other very well. You guys are having just a lot of good time, laughters, just enjoying each other's company, and wonderful relationship. Okay, so whether you are together or not, in the past, whoever that you're thinking about, it's just a wonderful relationship. Okay, and if you are together in the past, you are having a lot of fun with this person. You shared a lot of things in common. Just wonderful. Okay, nothing bad. All right, so current situation, that's what's happening right now at this moment. Okay, so if you are single, we have this child over here. I think there is child usually in any of like the lenormand deck, or these type of, or Kipper deck or something like that. Child always symbolizes a new thing, new start. I mean, it could actually symbolize a child. So there could be if you're single, there could be some sort of a child in your life right now. It doesn't have to be you giving birth to a child, but maybe people around you, or you're recently became an auntie or an uncle or something like that, right? Celebrating an actual birth of a child, that is a possibility. But or you could be maybe you met someone with a child. Okay, so this person might be divorced and they have kids in their previous relationship with someone. Or if none of that, the child could also be that there's a fresh new start. Okay, you are starting things new, or you're looking for something new. Okay, you want to be in a relationship, so you're ready for a new beginning, a fresh new start, like you're looking forward to a relationship. Or this couldn't be another thing, is that the child can also mean that you're longing for something, and we talked about this past. So maybe you're longing for something that happened in the past. So maybe there's someone from your past that you just can't forget. So that could be that too. And you've shared a lot of fond memories with, or just maybe a past lover, or some sort of a past thing. Maybe you're reminiscing about, thinking about, or maybe someone that you're wondering about whether how they are right now, something like that. So this is if you're single. So I actually listed several different possibilities, right, that's happening currently. So for people who are in a relationship, or you have someone that you're thinking about, all of the stuff that I mentioned, for the single people, it applies too. So maybe someone around you, families, couples around you, they have babies, or maybe somebody that you're close with, or somebody that they recently have babies, and now you're thinking about having babies with your partner. So that could be something that you're thinking about having, or discussion, right? You're having a discussion about having babies and stuff like that. Let's move things onto the next level, because we talked about this is a new start. So it could be a new start, moving a new stage in life, or if you are actually pregnant right now at this moment. If not, there is a very, very likely possibility you will be very, very soon, because this is the current position. So I would say current would be like within the next month or two. Okay, that very likely you might be impregnated. Okay, or as we were talking about, there might be someone, especially if you are broken up right now, and you're thinking about someone, and we talked about, it's a longing for something in the past. So maybe you reminisce about the wonderful time you've had with this person, that you're thinking about. If you're in a relationship, you could also think about, reminiscing about the past too, because you are starting something new now, and you're like, oh my gosh, our life before was like this, and now it's going to be like this. It's going to be changed completely, blah, blah, blah. So you could be thinking a little bit about reminiscing about the stuff that happened before, or oh my gosh, look how young we were, and now what we are like, and stuff like that. If you like I said, if you were broken up with someone, and maybe you're reminiscing about the relationship you used to have with this person, and all these fond memories you've created with this person, and you're just kind of longing for this person. So that could be that too. So that's the current situation. So if either of these two or both of these matches, or you're resonating with, let's see what's going on in the future. So coming up with in the future part over here, the near future, this is the messenger. Okay, so like we know, messenger, you're gonna get some news, you're gonna receive some sort of a news coming in the near future. So I would say that you might be getting proposals if you guys are together with someone, right? And you might be getting invitations. Like I said, there are this is the child, so you might hear some announcement, you might be getting some sort of an invitation, or maybe you guys are going to be sending out invitations, right? We are gonna get married, come join our wedding reception, or we're gonna have a new baby, join our baby shower, or something like that. So there's some kind of a news that you're going to be announcing, or you're receiving some sort of an good news, okay, about your relationship, or from your partner, or you're gonna give your partner some sort of a fantastic news, right? There's let's see, maybe there's also an very important message that you need to convey and let other know. So this is, you're going to be announcing some major news or message to people, or if you have something, you need to tell them. Okay, this is revealing some sort of a message to someone too. So whether you're single, whether you are in a relationship, you're thinking about someone, or maybe if you're in a like you're broken up, I think some sort of, you're either going to receive some messages, or there's some important, so this message is like very important. So like I said, proposals, or like for people, for example, that are separated, right? You might be getting reconciliation. It could be from the person that you're thinking about, but it could be from a completely new person too. You're going to receive a new relationship. Somebody is going to propose and tell you about how much they like you and love you, blah, blah, blah. So, because we do have the child right here. There is a new start, new relationship, that type of thing. So over here, I think the relationship is moving on, moving forward. Like I said, there's going to be invitations. Maybe you're going to be sending out invitations, telling people about your great news and that kind of things. Okay. So I think this is a wonderful spread. The only thing is, with your obstacle, we have money. So whether you're single or you're, you have somebody in mind, your biggest, most challenge is money. So I think you guys are having a little bit of problem with money, maybe because you're going to be holding this huge party or ceremony or something like that. So something that is going to affect your relationship, you probably want to watch out, is money situation. So either it's a lack of money, or you guys have different values about money. So like how spending habits or something like that. So you want to watch out a little bit about that. Maybe you want to have a conversation about that. Maybe this message is about that too. So in the near future, you guys are going to have to talk about how you want to spend money, maybe like future plans, blah, blah, blah. But the biggest challenge for you guys is money. So like I said, maybe lack of money, or how you guys spend money. Okay. I would even say with the money, it could be like a status thing too. So maybe because you guys have different, so one person might be a little bit richer than the other or something like that. And so one might feel a little bit inferior, the one that is, has a little less money or something like that. But of course, you guys could talk about it, talk out, have a conversation about it, compromise, and that kind of thing. So your biggest obstacle is like money related issues. Okay. So now your advice is this reunion card, which is kind of interesting. So your advice, having this reunion, I would say reunion is about conciliation, reconciliation, meaning like apology. So maybe you guys are gonna have maybe an argument or some sort. So your advice is be a little bit more giving or forgiving. Be a little, I would say like, not like lenient, but talk about it. Like, right, compromises. And reunion is also be very, very loyal and honest and unconditional. So like, even though you guys might be having money issues, like we talk about over here, like status, or one person has more money and the other person has less money, and then one feels less or inferior or something like that. But love should be unconditional. So your advice should be love should be unconditional, and focus more on your friendship. This is about friendship as well, and loyalty and honesty. Just be honest with your feeling. Over here we have the messenger. So I would say these two combined is about like really conveying your truest feeling and make the other person understand. And I think the other person will understand, right? So yeah, like just if you think you're being like if you are embarrassed about sharing certain issues or certain things, you don't have to worry about it. If you're thinking like, oh my gosh, they're gonna laugh at me, they're gonna judge me, this advice card over here is like, no, try them. This is about trusted friend. This is about friendship. So building that bond, a stronger bond, is very, very important. And how you build a strong bond is to be loyal and honest, right? Share everything. And this is why over here in the near future there might be a very important message that you need to reveal to your partner. Or if you're single, like I said, I do feel like there is a possibility of you getting into a relationship. If not, there is very, very strong friendship between, you're going to meet someone and that's going to be really, really important to you. And this is love reading, okay? And when I say love reading, it's more of a romantic thing. So I do feel like even single people, you are with the child right in the middle, there is a possibility of a relationship coming in for you. And then there's things that you need to talk about, getting to know each other, especially the money values and all that stuff. But even if you guys are different, share your feelings and thinkings, and then just be completely honest. Don't play any games or assume what the other people are thinking about. Just really like talk it out loud, okay? With the reunion card, the advice is talk, have a strong friendship bond and trust and loyalty and honesty with each other, okay? So even for people who are the people who are separated and looking for reconciliation, I do feel that is a possibility as well, just because of the child right here in the middle. There's a new start, new beginning. And then over here, the messenger and the reunion card. I think but the point is, you got to be honest with your feeling and really, really reveal what it is that you really want and truly share with the other person. And I think with these cards over here, I think there is a very good chance of reconnection, reunion, good news, wonderful things happening in the near future. Like I would say within the next 3 to 6 months, okay, and up to a year or so. So my readings, I always feel like tarot readings, the maximum is like about a year. The most likely things will happen within like 3 to 6 months, okay? So that's what I see for pile number 1. If you have anything you would like to share with me, you can leave it in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, or subscribe to my channel and to my video, and turn on that notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. All right, so if you choose pile number 2, this is the love messages that's meant for you. Pile number 2. Love messages meant for pile number 2. Love messages that's meant for pile number 2. And the first card is the past. So what's happening in the past? We have room. All right, this is what's happening right now, your current situation or like present situation, what you're going through at the moment. What's going on right now? We have pleasure seekers. And then the near future, and when I say near future, that will be like within 3 to 6 months, a year at the most, but usually within like 3 to 6 months. So we have this card that just flew out. Melancholy. Okay. The next card is challenge. The biggest challenge. Wife. And then advice for pile number 2. Misfortune. Okay. Interesting. Let's talk about the past and see if you resonate with this or not. If not, then listen to the present and just to see if you resonate with that. And then if either of these ones resonate, then there might be a message for you. So the first one is room. Room is about parties, company, meetings, errands, and all that stuff, okay? A teamwork. So if you're single in the past, I think you have been, so there's a few different possibilities. So either you've been, you didn't want to settle, okay? So you kind of enjoy your singleness, but the difference between pile number 1, where they got joyfulness, is like that they enjoy their singleness, they're living life to the fullest. Whereas this one, room, I feel like you are more like of a partier, or like even over here we have pleasure seekers right here. So these two kind of resonate with each other. So I'm gonna actually merge the single people with the people you have somebody in mind, or if you're in a relationship. So in the past, this room represents that you guys kind of, either you're not in a committed relationship. So there might be multiple parties involved. Because this is about team. There's a lot of people, okay? And guests and all these things. And meetings. So you've been meeting a lot of people, having a lot of different dates. Whether you're single or if you are in a relationship, or even if you are, if you have somebody in mind, if it's not you, okay, it's the people that you're with. They are not ready to settle. They're still meeting other people, still having other dates. So it's more of an open relationship. So single people, most likely it's you, right? That you're not looking for like a committed relationship. And people, if you are in a relationship, or whoever you're thinking about, it could be you or your partner, is not ready to commit and not ready to settle. This is in the past, okay? So there's a lot of people involved. It's like a big group and all that stuff. So now in the middle over here, and presently what you're going through right now, is this pleasure seeker, okay? So pleasure seeker, as its name entails, it's about people who are looking for pleasure, desire, craving, wishful thinking, and all of that, yearning for something that is not in control. So I would say for the single people, you're still desiring something, you're craving for something, but I feel like you don't know what you want, okay? You think you want this pleasure thing, you don't want to commit, you are enjoying your single life and all that stuff. Maybe that is what you want, okay? Maybe that is what you want, but at the same time, I feel like maybe there's a hole still, like you're just craving for something, like you're craving, there's a longing for something, right? And for people who are in a relationship, or if you have somebody that you're thinking about, even people who are separated and you're thinking about someone, right? That somewhat you have someone in mind, you or the person that you're thinking about, they could be a pleasure seekers. So they're still seeking for pleasure. They're looking for some sort of a desire. You or your person are craving for something. It could be craving for a relationship, but at the same time, when you got it, you're like, it's kind of, or your person is like, it's kind of boring. I feel like something is lacking. I want something else. So there's always this unsatisfaction, right? Dissatisfaction about the current situation, and there's always like trying to, like, yearning for something, but Yeah. And so if you're not this kind of person, then you know what you're yearning for is yearning for your partner to commit to you, because you're looking for a committed relationship, but your partner is not. And so you're like, oh my gosh, I wish they would do this. I wish they would settle, they would commit to me, they would, you know, all that stuff. Or it could be your partner that is like yearning for something like, oh my gosh, I wish you would like just settle and just commit and not let me just keep wondering and all that stuff. So there is like a dissatisfaction right now. It could be you or your partner. Okay, so single people, that would most likely be you. Okay, and so now moving on to the future. In the near future, we have melancholy. Okay, melancholy. Let me go back a little bit. Pleasure seeker, I just got another message. It could be like parties. So you're still looking, you're still going, you or your partner still going to a lot of parties, still going to a lot of dates, still going to a lot of like different events and whatever it is, or meeting people, dates and all that stuff. Okay, so now, because you're craving for something, seeking, it's still seeking out for something, right? Now going on into the near future, so within like 3 to 6 months, melancholy means sadness, meaning yearning for something. So I don't feel like you found what you're looking for. Melancholy also means like grief, you know, pain, very, very upset, depressed, right? So, and disappointments. So if you are the kind that's seeking for pleasure, right? You don't want to settle yet. You want to just keep enjoying either being single or being in open relationships. I feel like with this over here being disappointment, maybe the person that you're with are pressuring to commit, right? And the reason I keep talking about commitment is over here because over here, this position, we have the wife card, which I will talk about in a little bit. And if you are the one that's looking for commitment and your person is not willing to commit, you are not going, you're just within the 3 to 6 months, you're not going to get that commitment, or you're not going to get, this is why you're disappointed. Whatever you're looking for, you're not getting them. So whether that be a commitment or whether you're searching for something, seeking for something, that pleasure, that's trying to fill that hole or whatever it is that you're trying to fill, you're not getting that filled. So you're still looking for more pleasure, more excitement, more, or you're looking for commitment and that kind of things. And for the single people, it's the same time kind of thing. So you're not ready to settle, or you're not finding the person that meet what you're looking for. Okay, so so within the next 3 to 6 months, there's going to be a lot of disappointment, still not getting what you wanted, not having that craving or that yearning being satisfied. Okay, and so now let's talk about the challenge right here. The challenge is wife. And what that means is commitment. Okay. So, commitment or settlement, being settled. So there's a lot of like unresolved issues, or a desire for a commitment relationship. So I would definitely think there is a clash, especially if you're in a relationship or you have somebody in mind. There is a clash between you and your person about being in a committed relationship versus open relationship, or what you want, or maybe in the thing. If you're separated, meaning one person wants to get back together, maybe they're seeking for reconciliation and the other person is not looking to get back together. So there is this commitment thing. This is the biggest clash, the biggest challenge between your relationship, is that you guys are not looking for the same thing, and one person wants a committed relationship, or there's just some unresolved issues. So there's maybe whatever problems you guys are having, there is just things that you always postpone, you're just like, okay, we'll talk about it later. It's just like things that you just cannot resolve. So this is like a long-term issue that you've been having, like a reoccurring issue that it just keeps on coming back. Okay, so that's the biggest challenging that is affecting your relationship. And if you are single, again, it's whether if you like that bachelor or black bachelorette lifestyle. If not, maybe you are the commitment type, but you're just not finding the right person that will be that's willing to commit to you or settle or give you the commitment that you wanted and that kind of things, right? So this is the biggest challenge. Now, the advice over here, we have misfortune, which is kind of interesting. The misfortune, as we can see over here, is like fire, right? Things are set on fire. So again, this is obstacles, definitely. Your advice is that you gotta try to put out the fire. You have to overcome these obstacles. This is a lot of warning and potential mishap and that kind of things. And there is going to be some kind of an unexpected thing that's going to happen. So the advice is that maybe you want to prepare yourself for something unexpected. You're gonna get like maybe an unexpected news or unexpected announcement of some sort. There's something that maybe needs your attention, right? About this card is also about thinking about consequences of your actions. So if you're the pleasure seeker type of person, the non-committal type, the advice for you is really think about your consequences of your action, because you might be hurting someone and kind of, if you are the non-committal and then you know your partner is wanting a commitment, maybe either you guys have to find a compromise or something, right? Or you might have to tell them the truth or just give them the bad news. This is about bad news. There is some sort of like bad news to them, but maybe you don't want to just string them along, right? And if you are looking for the commitment type, then this card over here is that you might not be getting, again, what you're looking for. So there might be an unexpected news, but so what this card is telling you is to expect some kind of a bad news. So prepare yourself a little bit and get ready I feel like if you're getting this card, you probably know about it already. It's like deep down inside. Like when I was in acting class, I remember my acting teacher would always tell me, you know, but you don't want to know. So you kind of put a blind eye on it, or you don't want to, like, you don't want to know. You don't want it to be true. So kind of like an in denial type of situation or position. So I almost feel like this is kind of like, you know what's going on, but you just don't want to admit. And so, but in the next 3 to 6 months, there is going to be maybe some sort of a disappointment. So the advice for you is to expect, so don't get your hopes too high. This is what I would say with the misfortune card over here in the advice part, is you don't want to get your hopes too high, because you're setting yourself up for some big disappointment. So if you're in separation or something, or no communication or some sort, you don't want to get your hopes too high too, because most likely you're not going to get what you're looking for. Single people is the same. People who are in a relationship. I know this is like bad news. I don't want to be this person to carry bad news, but this is what the cards is showing. and they all kind of communicate with each other. Like all the cards and the position and everything is kind of like speaking to each other. So I think it's all saying one thing. It's about commitment versus no commitment, right? So that's what I see here for pile number 2. I don't know if this is something you're looking for. Maybe you already know. Don't be too sad. This is just, you know, near future, 3 to 6 months or so. And I would, this is just the current energy. If you don't resonate with this at all, I actually hope that you don't resonate with this at all. But this is what's happening, okay? In the cards over here. And if you have anything you would like to share with me, you can leave it in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, or subscribe to my channel and during my video, and turn on that notification bell if you haven't already. I really didn't want to sugarcoat anything, and you probably came to this reading to want to know the truth, right? And so yeah, I hope you don't feel too bad, and I hope this actually give you a little bit of a preparation too. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye. All right, so if you chose pile number 3, let's take a look at what the love messages is for you. Possibly within the next 3 to 6 months, at the most 1 year. Okay. So you can think about your question, what you wanted to know, and what is the love messages that for pile number 3. The first card we're going to choose, we're going to pick, is the past, okay? Conversation, all right. In the past is conversation. Present, what's going on now? Cheerfulness. Interesting. All right, what's going on in the future? What's going on in the future? Prison. Biggest obstacle. Next card, biggest obstacle. Merchant. Okay. And the advice for pile number 3. Advice for pile number 3. Advice for pile number 3. Sweetheart. Okay. So for pile number 3, your past, we got the cheerfulness. Okay, so cheerfulness, as the name show, or no, sorry, cheerfulness is this one. Conversation, okay? So conversation is about conversation. So in the past, I think, let's talk about the single people first, okay? So conversation, there was a final verdict or decisions made by someone. So maybe in the past you've weighed your pros and cons of a situation, or maybe you've been put through a test, right? And or you've met someone, you're always seeking for like acceptance. In the past, you're always having conversation with someone. This card is also called the Judge card, and so this is why there was some sort of a decision. Okay, so if you're single, or even if you're in a relationship or you have somebody in mind, I would say there was some sort of a choice or decision that was being made in the past. And you've chosen, and the decision has been made already. So it's not just like, oh, there was a choice. You made a choice, or your partner made a choice. There was some sort of a conversation going on, and then a solution or like I said, the final verdict. There was a final verdict. And it's after weighing all of the pros and cons, what is the best thing to do for you, or if you're single, or for you and your partner if you guys are together. So there was something that has been made. Okay, so there was a decision. So it could be a really good decision. For example, if you're together or if you have somebody in mind, maybe you've decided to be together, you decided to have a relationship, move the relationship to the next level, have kids, get married. Or it could be a decision about maybe we should, separate. Maybe we should break up. It's for the best of us because we're not looking for the same thing. We always argue, what have you. And for the single people, you made a decision to stay single, right? So that's that. Now, the present situation right now, currently what you're going through, there's the cheerfulness. Cheerfulness, obviously, it's very, very happy, right? So if you're single, I think you feel like you made the right decision, right? You feel like you made the right decision. You are, and not just that, I think you're living a pretty nice life right now. You're going to different events, you're going to parties. Maybe you are being invited to some sort of a wedding or baby shower or some sort of a celebration, social events and that kind of thing. So you are attending to you're keeping yourself busy. Okay, if you're single, I think you're meeting a lot of people. So even with this cheerfulness, I would say like there's a possibility of meeting someone if you are thinking about getting out of singleness though. If you're not, I think you are having a lot of hookups and flings and you're just enjoying yourself. This is like a very fun card right here with the cheerfulness. Now, if you're in a relationship or if you have somebody in mind right now, cheerfulness means that, again, if you are in a relationship, there's weddings, you're holding celebrations. Maybe you are going to have a wedding soon. Maybe you are going to hold a baby shower soon. If not now, I would say within like the next 1 or 2 months or so. Right, if not now, or if you're maybe there's a announcement of some like I'm gonna have a baby or I'm gonna have a wedding and that kind of things, or maybe you and your partner are attending social events, going on to a lot of different things, gatherings, and just lots of fun stuff. Okay, the person that if you have somebody in mind, I think you maybe you and this person might be going to these events and or you are being invited to go to these events with them. If not, you or your person are going to a lot of events. Okay, just I don't think life is too horrible right now. You guys are having fun, having a lot of enjoying yourself. Okay, whether separately or together. Even for the people who are separated, I think you're going to a lot of social events and meeting a lot of different peoples and networking and all that stuff. Okay, now moving on to the future. So if these two resonates or either one resonates, the rest of the messages is for you. Moving on to the future, we have prison. Okay, prison, it's not a very nice card. However, let's talk about the single people. So if you are single, moving on to the future within the next 3 to 6 months, I would say that you are not even though you are attending a lot of parties, you're going to a lot of these social events, but the likelihood of you meeting someone or getting out of your singleness is not very likely. I would say maybe because the people that you met is just not your type, right? Or it's not the right person, or just like there's something wrong, or this person, I would even say, like, you might meet someone and this person totally likes you, but you don't have any feeling about this person, right? There's a lack of chemistry. Or the person that you like, they might be already in a relationship, right? They're with someone already, and you're just like, timing is off, and that kind of thing. So the likelihood of you getting out of singleness is not, at least within the next 3 to 6 months, up to a year, is not very likely. Okay. But you're having fun, definitely. You're still, it's just not meeting the right people, or, yeah. All right. So if you are in a relationship, or if you have somebody that you're thinking about, in the next 3 to 6 months or so, up to a year, if you are in a relationship, this prison, I would say that you're going to be in a relationship. It's going to be the same. However, you're going to feel a little bit trapped. Okay. You are going to feel a little trapped. You're going to feel like you've been limited. You feel like, oh my gosh, all these rules I have to abide by. Maybe you or your partner are giving each other like things you can and cannot do, right? And so it just feels like you feel a little restricted. There's a loss of freedom. Okay, so that means, or prison can also be that maybe you did something bad, or your partner did something bad, and so they're in the next 3 to 6 months, you guys will have to ask for forgiveness. So that's a possibility as well. Okay. Or the prison can also be that you or your person is punishing yourself for something. It might not be your fault, or it might not be your person's fault, but maybe you are punishing them, or you're punishing yourself, or they are punishing you or themselves for something. So that could be a possibility too. Okay. So something maybe unpleasant, obviously, but it could just also be, you guys are just feeling trapped because you're in a relationship, and the relationship is like okay, but it's just like there's restrictions and limitations. If you're thinking about someone and you guys are not really in a relationship yet, I feel like this is what's happening. You feel restricted. First of all, you're kind of trapped yourself, and maybe in an imagination where you imagined this person will, like, you can be together with this person. So you have maybe unrealistic hope about this person, and so you can't move forward. You can't go and find someone or be with someone. So there might be somebody that's in love with you or like you, but you're just like, but I like somebody else, so I can't be with you. So it's that limitation or imprisonment, right? Or there's something that you just feel like, oh, I can't get into another relationship because maybe what happened before, so you're punishing yourself or something like that, right? You're just like, oh, I don't deserve to be in a relationship, or something to that effect. So you're trapping yourself, right? Or you're setting certain rules about, like, oh, this person needs to be like this and that, or I need to be like this and that before someone will like me, or before I can get into a relationship. So maybe there's that kind of a mentality too. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but there's definitely a feeling of like loss of freedom, being trapped. Okay, so this is more about being trapped. All right, so if you're going to be in a relationship, you just feel trapped. It's like the relationship is not what you think it's like. Okay, it's different from you thought it would be like. Now, your biggest challenge is this merchant card, which merchant is about salesperson. It's about marketing, right? Merchant. It's about business. So your biggest challenge, I would say, is your work. Okay. So if you are single, okay, I would say that your work is preventing you from finding someone. Maybe you're too busy. You're busy going to all these different gatherings and social events, but that's for work purpose or something like that, and you're just not meeting the right person. Or the merchant is you're just so busy making money, you don't have any time for anything else. You have these professional goals that you're looking for, and so you just can't find time, or you use that as an excuse to stay single. This one is also about taking advantage. So somebody might be taking advantage of you, or you feel like someone is trying to take advantage of you. And so I would feel like a sense of like you don't like trust issue. Okay, that could be a challenge. But mostly I would say it's because of business reasons. So or merchant, I even feel like traveling, because back in the day, the merchant travels to different places to make money, right? So then maybe you guys are constantly being apart, like for a long period of time, due to maybe trips, business trips and stuff like that. And so you're traveling too much. So you're single. So because you can't stay in one place for very long, so you can't have a long-lasting relationship. So maybe this entrapment could be like you're being trapped. Like for single people, this entrapment could also be that you're trapped at work all the time, right? So now if you are in a relationship, or if you have somebody in mind that you're thinking about, again, this is the challenge is about business and work. So it could be a long distance thing. So I would say the merchant could also be that there's a lot of long distance relationship, or like long period of time that you guys cannot see each other, or that one person or both persons are too busy to make time for each other. So there's a loss of freedom there too. So these kind of like matches a little bit. And then maybe while you guys are apart, you set certain rules, like we need to like call each other every day, because since we can't see each other, we have to keep tabs on each other or something. And then that feels like an entrapment too. Or limitations, right? There's limitations. So maybe because if you're watching this during COVID, there's still maybe some limitations, because I don't know if there's still that quarantine period in certain areas or whatever, and like travel is still not as free and all that stuff. And so maybe that is also a problem too. But definitely I feel like distance or work is the biggest challenge between in your relationship, okay? Or for single people, that's the reason why you can't get out of singleness. All right, so your advice, sweetheart. Sweetheart is your advice. Sweetheart is there's a lot of people cards in this particular deck. Like sweetheart actually usually means female seeker, wife, girlfriend. So it's more of a female person. And if you are watching this and you're female, so usually this represents you. But since this is a general reading, I would keep it genderless. So I'm not gonna say this is only female seeker. It could be all of you guys that are watching this video right now. But it could also mean that the advice for you is really, I would say this is the advice for you is that you know what to do, okay? You know what to do, and if you don't know what to do, maybe you can consult with some, now I will put a gender on this. You need to consult someone who is more feminine energy, so like a female friend, or if it's a male person who is kind of more feminine, like they understand the feminine emotions and they're more that kind of things, like, so the energy is more like the feminine energy type of person, so a person who possesses more of a heavier feminine energy. So if you should know what to do. The advice for you is that you actually know what to do. You know what the reason is, and you know how to make things work. But if you really don't know, then maybe you need to consult someone who is like someone who's female, or someone with a heavier feminine energy. They will guide you and give you an advice. So the advice card is actually, I feel like maybe you're the kind of person, even if I tell you what to do, you're not going to do it. This is why this showed up here, as this is the seeker, right? Whoever's watching this video, this is you. This represents you. You know what to do. Or someone around you who is feminine. This could also be me. Because I am a feminine. So let's draw one more card just to, as a clarifier, what this mean in particular. Okay. I feel like with the sweetheart can also be like, you need to do something more like sweet. Do something nice. Do nice gestures. Even if you guys are apart or can't spend a lot of time together, be nice, be gentle to the person, and not let them feel like they're trapped and limited, or like, oh my gosh, I lost my freedom, but in fact be a little bit more like softer, lenient, or whatever. Okay. But let's just draw one more card to clarify this. Yeah, room. Give them time, give them space. This says room right here. So yeah, that's what I said. Be a little softer. Don't limit them. Give them more space, and don't let them feel like they're trapped, right? That would be what it is. And then this is so funny. This is about company as well. I think if you are in a long distance, you probably give them a lot of room too. But at the same time, I don't know how you guys communicate. I don't know how you talk. There might be still like things that you or your person feels trapped. So you want to give them a little bit more room, a little bit more space. I would say do some nice gesture. With the room card, I even feel like maybe go travel together if you can. This merchant card we talked about, like maybe go on a small trip together. Meaning if you're going on a business trip and if your partner can, if their situation allows, or if your partner is going on a business trip and your situation allows you to maybe travel with them, right? Go with them, and you can do some sightseeing while they go to work. Just find time to be together, but then at the same time, don't let them feel trapped, right? Because the near future has that entrapment or rules, limitation type of energy in it. Okay, so that's what I see for pile number 3. I don't see too big of a problem. For people who are in separation, okay, this one, I would say, give them some time and some room, and I don't see that there's a possibility of getting back together or reconciliation. Maybe this card, I said it is about you. Maybe you need to move on. And if this is the Room card, then for people who are in a separation, this card, to clarify this, I would say you probably should go on to meet more people, go to more social gatherings, because the Room is about meetings and gatherings and dates and stuff like that. Go on more dates instead of being trapped only thinking about this person. I mean, even if you do this, it might only trap you more and want to be with this person that you just separated and lost contact with. But the advice is try to go out more, meet more people. Okay. So that's what I see for pile number 3. And if you have anything you would like to share with me, you can leave it in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, or subscribe to my channel, enjoy my video, and turn on that notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.